cloud. Okay, so I am here with Kevin today, and I'm going over what I use for trading binary. And this is kind of like the comprehensive version of all of the indicators. Okay, so just a second ago, I was telling him about the, I'm going to turn OBS. Okay, so these two, you notice how they go away there? These two are institutional buying levels, all right, and selling levels. So this one's blue, if you can kind of notice the color spectrum there. That is an institutional buy level. And this one looks, actually that's blue too. So that's another institutional buy level. It's not a sell. I got confused because of this purple color here. But if the color is purple, that's a sell, okay? If the color is blue, that's a buy. Now, I'm going to make this, what do you call it? View. It's not a view. What is it? It's a layout available to you guys. I call this one Fractal Williams, okay? Because we make use of the fractals and the Williams and Aroon and the awesome oscillator. And you know what? Maybe I'll turn awesome oscillator off of that, because we don't really need that in this one. We do need Aroon and everything else. And then I've also got the Three Sisters moving averages in here, okay? So I'm going to go through and basically tell Kevin what is up, what's going on. We're not going to really take any trades right now. I'm just trying to help you guys understand these indicators and what they mean. Okay. And I've been using a version of this for my binary trading here, my template that I'm actually going to give you guys. So I'm going to give you guys this, all of you that are members of my team. Once I'm finished with it, I'm just finishing it probably this weekend, so nice. That you guys can use this for yourself, because I use this every day. And we're not going to go over that today because I've already recorded a training video for that. But if we go into the daily compounding, just as a review, there we go. I started with 631. I added $200 into it at some point here. I can't remember where, but anyways, and now I'm up to 1,400. And it's using this strategy that I'm going to tell you guys about right now.
And how many days was that, Marnie, that you started at 600 and you went to 1,400? How many days is that?
That is now 26 days.
Okay, that's a good return.
It's a 74% return. See down here?
Yes.
Yeah. And so really your primary goal is just to make 3% per day. That's your primary goal. That's, you know, if we look at the binary trading here, and this to be the way I'm thinking of it, is this is like you could replace your income on this, right? Once you get to a certain level.
Would love to.
Yeah, exactly. And the beautiful thing is you can do it from anywhere, right? And low startup cost, right?
Yes.
Gotta love that. But look at the investment projection if you kept on going. But we're not going to, right? Because we're going to start pulling money out. And this is just like in a perfect world. And like I said, I've got training on all of this. in a perfect world, at the end of a year, this is what you would have if you pulled nothing out, right?
Right.
But if you're going to use this as an income, which I highly suggest, because here's the thing that I've come to learn now is that the marketplaces, or not the brokers don't really want to pay you $1 million, right? They really don't, but they don't mind paying you 10,000, 20,000 a month. So this is key. You learn the rules and you play within them, right?
Right.
And so that's what I'm learning to understand now. And then again, we went through this, but kind of a high level, just so that you know what's going on here. Come on. So I put that projection in here. And again, past performance does not indicate future performance, you know, like here, I'm having a really bad day there. I'm struggling. And all of the things that go through your head is like, oh no, is this the moment when it changes? And oh, drama, you know, maybe I can't really do this.
I had a couple of conversations like that. Yeah.
I think everybody does. And but if we go here, come on. Okay. So this is my last client right here, right? And theoretically, I could drop them January 23rd if I keep going at my 3%, right? And like I said, I'm $100 behind right now. So it might be January 22nd. Right? But I think I'm going to carry on until probably February 23rd, right? Just to give myself a little bit of a buffer.
Okay.
And then I'll start pulling out, you know, about 350 a day. But probably I'll pull it out in a week, right? Like little chunks. And then anything over and above that, I'm just going to keep it in there, or perhaps move it into something else, right? And so, and then my target's actually 150. So I'm going to start pulling 12.5 out February 23rd. So that's the theory. We'll see if it actually holds true, but I'm fairly bullish on my theory because in 26 days, I've been able to keep this up, right? And like I said, I'm only $100 off. So let's learn how to do this. And you want to be careful with yourself, but also try to restrain yourself from getting too excited, okay? Because when you get too excited, the whole thing is you get this, you know, up and down, right? And in this, it's actually better to be middle of the road, right?
Right, because I felt myself getting a little bit too cocky, and I'm like, oh, I can up this, and then I'm like, oh crap.
Yeah. So your target is 3%. Target. And you want to just totally focus on that, because otherwise, yeah, you'll either get depressed or you'll get high, right? And neither of them are good in trading. You want to get rid of your all of the crazy things in your head, and you want to be like a robot, right?
Yep.
And that's probably why I'm pretty good at this, because I am good at being a robot. And I'm really good at restraining myself. But tell me, I trust me, it's not easy. It's not easy at all, right?
No, it's not. It's not.
You know, I could still blow this thing up on a bad day. So, but I'm just trying to teach you what is possible if you can control yourself, right?
Now, how many
So-
times are you trading 3 times a day, or just when you do your 8 trades, you're done? Doesn't matter if it's morning or afternoon or night.
So this is how I do it. I stick to my my rules. So let's actually go to the rules. Okay. There are 3 trading sessions that I do. I do 8 a.m. Pacific time. I do 12 Pacific time, 12 or 4 Pacific time.
And then
I
6.
just kind of look at the market, and then at 6, right? I only do 3 per day, and only if I haven't hit my target, right?
Gotcha.
So-
Of goals, 2 to 8% per day.
Yeah. So I try to get my target at 3, right?
Okay.
But sometimes you get in trades, and it's funny. You'll lose the first trade, and then it causes you to be in the market longer. And being in the market longer can go one of both ways. It can either go up or down. For me, I've found it actually goes up. And now this is one thing that I like about this particular broker is I like that it gives me analytics. So we can see that I've got a 56% overall profitable trades, right? If we look at today, though, I was at 60%, right?
Okay.
And we can see I've traded, well, technically that was last night, right? And this is this morning. And I've traded twice in that 24-hour time frame. So I really like that it has this, because it kind of shows me how I'm doing. Ideally, I'd like to get that 60% higher. But as you can see, I am getting better, because if we look at like the month, I'm at 56%. So I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Okay. And so what I'm going to teach you today is the all of the indicators that I use. Oh, I missed the Bollinger Bands. I got to put that on there too. The indicators that I use in order to achieve that. And I do
Now,
use a lot
is this QTex a pro account, or is this a free account, or how much is this a month?
This is a live account. What do you mean by how much is it a month?
To subscribe to this QTex, to use this site, do you have to pay for this monthly?
No. This is like you use Trade Nitro right now.
Oh, okay. All right.
This is
So it's
like,
free.
yeah, this is like Trade Nitro, except that it's a different company.
And you like this one better?
I like this one better because I can just put investment right here. So my 3%, I can just put that right there.
Yes.
Right. And it makes it easy. So I don't have to do the calculation of what is 3%, and I can just keep trading.
I'm creating an account right now.
And I like what's that?
I'm creating an account right now.
Awesome. And the only reason I say to use, I told you to continue using your Trade Nitro, because your first accounts, every professional trader that I've talked with, every single one
Blows it.
They have blown 2 to 3 accounts. So my first account was my pocket options account. My second account was my Trade Nitro account, $250. The pocket options was $50. And then I went into Quotax and now I'm at, 1400 and haven't blown it so far. So I went to these guys when Trade Nitro did that change from .com to .io.
Right.
That kind of flipped me out.
It flipped me out too when I logged back on for after a few weeks. I'm like, oh, what the heck's going on here?
Yeah. I came back, they came back, but I was just like, I was already in Quotax, and they had fairly good reviews. They trade a lot more OTC, but I don't really care because it's working for me. Right? So OTC is over the counter.
Okay.
So when volume gets low, they will trade over the counter OTC, right? And when you see these ones without the things there, you'll those are like the live. You'll see those on TradingView. Won't see these on TradingView. Okay. Okay. So let's go back to TradingView for the moment and continue setting up our little thing here. And let's do this is what we're going to stick with. It's a lot easier to see on Quotax, but anywho, you can turn certain stuff back on and back off. But we will go here. Okay. So GC markup is Fibonacci markup buy zones, right? From our team. And so this buy and sell zones. So this is a sell zone here. So that's something to pay attention to. And you'll notice that when this hit here, boom, sold off, right? That sold off right there.
Okay.
And then here we have a couple of buy zones. And you'll notice that the what do you call them? The institutionals are right here above our buy zones. So we can, generally tell that that is a pretty strong buy zone, and that's going to be support. So it's going to bounce off of there. Okay. And you'll notice it's happened a lot. It just hangs out around here, right?
Okay.
But right now, you'll notice we're in a downtrend. Okay. And that's another thing I like about the GC markup is that it will show us that downtrend. Now, once you know those zones, right, when you're trading, you can actually turn that off because now you're like, okay, I know where those are. I know where the institutionals are, so I'm going to turn those off too.
So you're just hiding them for now.
What's that?
Just hiding them for now.
I'm not like removing them. I'm just hiding them.
Right.
Just so I can see what's going on. Okay. Sure. And now let's look at our Aroon. Okay. So right now, red is in control, which means the pressure is to sell, right? And you just notice there goes that purple line. And the reason that I don't have the candles red and green is because psychologically sometimes it can, people can get triggered by it, right? So this just kind of calms it down a little bit more. So it's not so like, but if you want, you could certainly turn your candles back. And in here on Quotax, I can't even turn them any other color. So they're just red and green. Okay. But just know that that's what blue, blue is a green, purple is red. Okay. So we can see right here, and here goes our fractals, right? Our fractals are little highs and lows. Okay. So when we're seeing that red fractal right there,
Okay.
that means that we've hit our bottom for this area, and now we're going back up. Okay. And hang on here. I'll see if I can. So I'm just moving this, spreading it apart with my fingers on my Apple trackpad so that we're looking at a less of a period of time so that you can see it a little bit better. Okay, so we can see right here, this candle was our top for this area. And now we're on our way back down. And so it's either going to hit here, which it looks like it just did, right? And now it's probably going to continue back up. Now, how would I confirm that, right? I would watch it for a few minutes. Obviously, it's going up. But would I go in right now? No. I'm not going to go in until, whoops, my Williams crosses that red line or crosses this right here. Okay. I'm going to wait. So I'm waiting for it to mature. Now, how do the three sisters help us? Well, I can tell you that it is headed towards the yellow, what is that? The 25 moving average. It's headed towards that sister right now. Okay. And now it's going back down. So it's good that I didn't jump back in, right? So we always wait for confirmation. Now it's going back up. It is definitely headed at some point in time. It's going to go back to that yellow one, right? And so we've kind of got a target, but we kind of have to let it play out until it gets back up there, right? So now where Aroon comes in is it tells us kind of like who's in control, okay? Because red is high right now, red is in control, but when it's like way at the top here, it's like dominant, right? So right now, red is falling. So it's kind of losing its control, which is why this is like going up and down, because it doesn't really know what it's doing. And now we're going to go up. See, it wants to hit that yellow line. It really wants to, right? But I'm still not going to pull the trigger because I haven't crossed here, right? And also this green hasn't jumped up yet. So I'm just going to hang out and watch it until one of those two things happens, right? And if one of those two things happens, then I'll go in. Otherwise, I'm just going to watch it.
But it's
right?
only one of those. You don't have to wait for both of them. You can do it's either one or the other. You don't have to wait for both.
Yeah, you want confirmation, right? If both of them are there, you're rocking.
Okay.
Okay. So let's, and another thing that's really important is to back test whatever you're looking at. So for instance, do you see in the Williams right here, the green line crossed over the red, and then we have this bullish candle, right? And this was right after it hit its bottom. So once we hit its bottom, we know we're going back up. Like, you know, that's one of the things is like, where's my bottom? Where's my top, right? Once we see this, we know that's our bottom for that area. And so we know shortly we're going to start headed back up, right? So if we look at all these red ones, we're going to head back up, we're going to head back up, we're going to head back up most of the time. And again, not always, right? Because right now we're kind of consolidating right here. When it's just going sideways, the market hasn't really decided what it wants to do. Now, this just crossed over, okay?
Yep, I saw that.
I'm going to pay attention here because it's probably going to go, there it goes, right? But it hasn't closed yet. So I'm going to wait for that to close. And when I say close, I'm going to wait for it to get to 0, right? That's when a candle closes. So you see over here at 20 seconds, 19 seconds.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. And you'll notice that green, see that now it shifted down. Yep. Right? And now red's in control. So we're going down, we're not going up. Right? So that's the thing. You got to wait for those candles to close. Oh, here comes our green. But again, we haven't closed the green yet.
Right.
So we have to wait for this to close to know for sure, are we going up or are we going down? Right? Another thing that can really help you is volume. Okay. Right now, we can see that we've got a lot of buy pressure, right? So we're going up. And you notice this is still high and the red's starting to come down, right? So we've definitely got a lot more, and there goes the green on the volume. Got a lot more buy pressure right now. So it definitely wants to go to that yellow line, right? It's just a matter of when, because we're overbought down here. Like the likelihood that we're going much further down, kind of unlikely. We may go down to here, which is actually right there. This is kind of like the farthest point that we could go down before it has to turn around. And it just has to, because we're overbought, right? And we can see that down here. Whenever we're under this line, 75, we're overbought. And whenever we're over this 15, okay, we're oversold. Okay. Well, it's the opposite, sorry. This is oversold and this is overbought. Okay. So, questions?
Not right now. I'm just wrapping my head around it. So it's a lot of information, but I'm piecing it together, and it's making sense.
Exactly. So again, let's go, as it's trying to figure out what it's going to do, let's go back to and you know what? I'm going to set an alarm right here. Come on. Right. I'm trying to get to that bottom right there. Why are you being so jumpy? Okay. Okay. So we set an alarm for this bottom area, right?
Okay.
So this is another target it could be going for. So you always kind of want to know where it's headed, right? So I just set that for the area
1.3.
here of the last lowest candle way over on the left here, right?
Yep.
So I kind of set it just a little bit below that. So we know that before we hit this, or right around when we hit this, we're going back up, right? But I'm not going to go in right now because I don't know when it's going to turn, right? I wouldn't go in for a sell because I'm not positive when it's going to turn, because it could turn anytime here.
Right. Yes.
Okay. And that is a challenge. So what am I waiting for here? What might I be waiting for? Kevin?
Well, we're waiting for the Willie and Aroon to come back up and cross, for the green to cross the red and continue to go up.
Not quite. We will be doing that, but there's something else that's going to happen first.
Is that with the, well, we need to wait for the, well, yeah, with the alarm that you had, we're waiting for it to get closer to the yellow one.
That too, but what we're really waiting for is another one of these red.
Oh, another one of the reds to say that that's the absolute bottom.
Correct. Yeah. So that's why we're just, and I bet you that it's going to be right around here, right? So that's the thing, is that you want to, like, there we go. There's our red. Okay. So now what are we waiting for? Now we're waiting for the Williams.
Yes.
Or we're waiting for a Aroon, right? For confirmation that we truly are headed back up.
Right now, Willie
And
is
so
pretty close to each other.
we wait patiently. Right? And remember, if we go back to our overall, we've got an overall downtrend, right?
Yes.
But still, even the overall downtrend, we've got uptrends in the downtrend, right? You can see that.
Yes, correct.
But overall, we know that the pressure is, here. The pressure is down. Okay, I'm gonna shut that down a bit. Okay. But let's use our back testing, right? To find out, well, does this really work? Oop, we just crossed the green, but we haven't closed, right? So we need to wait that to get to 0 before we can count that, right? Because again, every time we can cross over all at once, but if it doesn't close the candle, it's not a real trigger, right?
Okay.
That can flip some people out. They're like, oh, let's go in. But now we can see it was headed purple again for a minute, right? So it'll wig you out. You have to wait for that candle to close to know what direction we're really headed in, right?
Yep. Let's see where it goes here.
Still headed down. Still headed down. It wants to go up there. You can see it's like, bonk. Nope. Not enough power yet, right? And now here comes the reds in the volume. We can see the reds are in power. Oh, here come the greens, right? So it's this fight. It's an eternal fight between those people who want to sell it and those people who want to buy it, right?
I see that.
And so you just have to watch the sentiment. Our Aroon just jumped up again, but so did our green, right? So again, I think we're coming down to this point, right? And so that's the thing, is like, some people will say, well, is binary trading gambling? It's not, because you can see there is a shitload of understanding where you're headed. There we go.
Right.
And see
There
how I
goes.
told you it was headed for its yellow?
Yep.
Boom, it just hit its yellow.
There it goes.
That's what it wanted, right? And at some point in time, when we were just talking there, I would have pulled the trigger, right? Because I can see it clearly, and now it may even go over its blue. The way it's headed, oh look, that's green. Yeah, we're going right up to blue. It's like boom.
There it goes.
So, and again, let's look. Well, it's right around this support level of those bottoms, those 3 bottoms there, right? And so now where might it be headed if it goes beyond our blue line?
I don't know.
No, I do. Right there.
Right up there to match.
It's going to go right up there. Support and resistance, right?
Okay.
But we can see it got resistance from the blue line. So maybe we won't get up there, right? So these moving averages can be soft resistance, or so you can think of them as attractors, or you can think of them as repellers, right? So that yellow line was attracting it, but the blue line was repelling it. It was like, nope, you stay down there, right? And so again, we just have to wait, find out which direction we're going. And now we have, this is beautiful right here. This is a tight consolidation, okay? But this consolidation is, needs to have 5 candles before I can trust that consolidation, okay? So this is beautiful, a beautiful setup right here, right? We want to know exactly where we're going with this really tight consolidation, because it will pop pretty hard in one direction or the other. Okay, so we know we're up for something, but we don't know what it is yet, right? We don't know whether we're going down or up in a big way. Okay, so for right now, we're definitely going down, right? And
Definitely,
then
yes.
look at our green arrow, right? And why this didn't pass over the blue, because our greens, we had 1, 2, 3 greens, and then this lower green are holding it in that area, which is why we never popped up to that one, right?
I've got about a couple minutes left, Marnie, because I have to go pick up my girls.
Sure, no problem. But has this been helpful?
No, this has been great. Yes, this has been great, Marnie. This is what I needed to see.
Because you start to understand the psychology, right, of what's going on.
And there's several factors and not just one factor, where it's just not just black and white. There's a multitude of factors.
Oh yeah, and then
of triggers.
News can happen in the middle of the whole thing, and just it could spike up or down. And so that's the thing, is that you're never, ever, ever going to hit 100%. You're just not, right? Because there's just too many different variables. But you want to definitely be over 50%, and ideally even over that, right? So it's just a matter, just watch the charts, and then go into your demo account, and you can, test this. Now, hold on. I need to share this with you. Sharing, copy link. Okay. I'm going to put this recording into our thing, and I'm going to put the link to this layout in our Telegram channel, and awesome. I'm going to put it into Mem as well. And this is going to be interesting to see where this goes. I might actually trade that, because that's a pretty sure thing. Whatever it's doing, it's a pretty sure thing. Whenever it's tight like that, we know for sure, like we're going somewhere. Okay. Have a great day, and I'm glad this helped. You bet. Talk to you soon.
Thank you so much. Bye.
You bet. Bye.